Hey, if you're looking to compete in the next Wheels Arcade qualifier, I'm going to break down each corners on things you should do and things you should not do. So my first advice would be to pick the Weavon as your car. You're gonna ask me why. It's not because it's one of the fastest car, because it is, but the most important reason is because if you take a curb, your car is not gonna fly. So this is a big one. For the next one, I'm going to go over the most important corner of this map, which is the first after the big straight. There are a few different scenarios that you're gonna encounter when doing this corner. So as you've seen before, you have to hit the wall as you're sliding on it, and you definitely do not want to do that, right? If that happens, take a break, go to sleep, try again the next day. There's another scenario that could happen, right? If you arrive on the corner and right when you hit on the left side, it's gonna boost your car either straight forward or it's gonna boost you directly into the wall. So here you can see that it's very hard to manage that much momentum because you're not used to getting that momentum. And if you hit your NOS or the gas right when you are boosted off the wall, you're gonna end up on the wall like this. So for most of the cases, I would definitely say if you get this and if you have the reaction time to not NOS or gas at this moment, it's going to be one of the best corners that you can get with this. But there's definitely a more consistent way of getting this corner down. I'm just going to go over another type of scenario that could happen if you hit the wall. The next scenario is going to be a bounce. So if that happens, your corner is pretty much like destroyed. If you are in a race, it's not as bad as if you are in a qualifying lap, but it's still pretty bad, right? You're losing absolutely all of your momentum, and if you get that, I would recommend just getting back to the charge station and try it again on the next lap. And lastly, or maybe not lastly, but this is the run that I managed to get with my 37. And you can see here that I'm not getting boosted into the wall. I'm not getting stuck because there is also another scenario, like if your car arrive on the wall and it's like facing either too much. It has to be one of two ways. It has to be like facing the wall or parallel to the wall. If your car is in between those two states, your car is going to get pinned into the wall and you're going to get like no speed at all. So you definitely want to either like be facing the wall as you're hitting it, or you want to be at a parallel angle like when you get to it, right? That's when you can get a decent amount of momentum while keeping the control of your angle right after that. So here you see here, I hit the NOS right away, and this is going to land me in the perfect position for the next corner. And last but not least is if you pick the wrong car, well, you end up flying. So definitely stick with the Weavon, right? For this corner, you definitely want to pick all of your focus here because this corner is going to set up one of the straight of this map. And if you don't set it up correctly, you can lose 1 to 2 seconds on this very corners and straight. So here you have to imagine a apex here, right in the middle of the left of the screen here, and that's where you need to start turning left. Right before that, right? Let me show you. After the flying clip, of course. Why not another time, you know? Such a classic. Here you see I'm not attacking the corner directly on the left, right? If you do that, you're never gonna have the entry possible to get full speed and NOS. You have to go to the right and then go to the left. And here, that's how you can enter this this straight with the maximum amount of speed. You can even hit your NOS right before that if you manage to get a better angle. But my angle was a little bit weird, so I ended up doing a little bit of NOS and waiting the right moment to use it. But if you have the perfect angle, you can NOS from the right side into the straight. The next part is you just hitting your NOS as much as possible. And right here, you're gonna hit your brakes as hard as you can. And it's one of the trickiest corner of this map, because if you miss it by half a second, a few frames, it's gonna completely ruin the next corners. You have to be at this momentum when you arrive at this specific corner. Otherwise, if you go too far, you're not going to be able to take it the proper way like that. And if you go too much to the right, you're not going to have a good entry into the next corner. So there's two ways that you can actually make this corner happen. You can either go a little bit further, like deep, and aim more to the left of the corner so you can have a wider exit. You can even skip, you can go full gas and NOS if you get the proper angle. But this is kind of even, right? Yeah, if you take it a little bit to the middle, right there, this is kind of the middle angle, you get about the same speed, whether or not you go all the way left to get full NOS exit, or if you just stay in the middle and you get a middle ground between maximum speed and optimal line. Here you see, I think this is the place where I waste the most time, because I could have had, if I had the perfect exit with the NOS, I could have probably saved a quarter of a second here or a little bit less. But this is definitely where I could have made a better corner. And the last corner, probably the one that is the weirdest one to take, because you have to take into account a few things. First, if you are used to braking without NOS, right, it's going to be a little bit different when you hit your NOS. And it might sound obvious when I say it, but this corner threw me off at least 20 to 30 times, because I was braking a little bit too early or a little bit too late. I don't know why this corner specifically, but there's something to it that is very different. Here, there's something important to know. You can go even harder into the inside of that corner. You just have to get a better angle. And here you see my angle of exit could have been a little bit more to the right, and that would have been even better. So that's a little bit of optimization. So you can either do it like this angle, or a little bit more, you go deeper and then you go more on the inside of that corner, And that's gonna give you like one of the best exit possible. And lastly, and this is why I'm also saying to go more on the inside of this corner. Uh, since the last update, it's either 5.1 or 5.2. If you go all the way to the left here, right? You know, the green on the left side. If you get there, there's a invisible collision that's gonna just ruin your run. So make sure to stay on this lane, not any further, and you'll be able to close your run properly. And that's about it. This is the end of the run. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, see you guys next time.